From the makers of Cold Fiction, Paul's Books presents a new book that's just out now, Memories of the Blade, a high fantasy, high stakes creation from James Dwyer. What can I say about it? It's, from the makers of Cold Fiction, a book that probably is one of my top 10 books at the moment. I definitely would recommend you check this out. If you're a fan of high fantasy elements, Lord of the Rings, Bastard, Berserk, any of those types of elements, all those are Dungeons and Dragons, you need to check out this book. Link is in the description. Make sure you support your local artists and traders during this difficult time.
Awesome. 死ねアーシス。
バカなやつだ。生死を分かつ戦いの一瞬に情などで心を迷わすとは。あれが本当にあのダークシュナイダーだというのか。
ダークシュナイダー。シーレ様、大丈夫、絶対に。だって僕500円貸したもの。借りたお金はちゃんと返すのよって小さい頃からきちんとしつけてきたもの。ルシ、お願い、立ち上がって。
何？
究極の超絶美形、主人公ダークシュナイダー。鋼鉄の不死身、大火山大噴火的嵐を呼んで今勝つ。
ダークシュナイダー。
なんとしぶとい。みそぼらしく無力な一般大衆と神より選ばれたこのまばゆいばかりの美貌を持つ英雄男ダークシュナイダーとではスケールが違う。スケールがあのバカ強がっちゃいるが相当のダメージだぜ。
How's it going? It was 1989 and Heavy Metal magazine was one of the most popular publications during the 1980s. As well as that, it was the peak of popularity, and at the same time it was the peak and downfall of Dungeons and Dragons at this point. Back in the 1980s, it was one of the most popular games both by men and women alike, until up to the Dungeons and Dragons, the Satanic Panic period. But those two things together inspired countless things, including what we're going about to talk about. 1989's Bastard is a Shonen Jump title that ran from 1989 to the mid-30s. Set in the world in a post-apocalyptic dystopian fantasy world of Metallica Kana, that never gets easy to pronounce. Deals with a kingdom that's on the verge of war with four leaders of chaos that are trying to invade the city. Such as the Grand Priest asked for the revival of an ancient sorcerer known as Dark Schneider. A lot of the names that are based on this, including some of the attacks, are based off of heavy metal bands and popular song tracks from that current year. It's using a lot of stuff from old D&D games, fantasy settings, Lord of the Rings, to death metal such as Megadeth. Dark Schneider was actually based off of a German singer from the 1980s who later became associated with acts such as Lordi. This is Dark Schneider himself is the most powerful mage in this world, over hundreds of years old and reincarnated through different bodies and different forms. He is a asshole and delinquent and womanizer and pretty much all of these things combined. Do I recommend this? The animation and the art that's used in this is very sort of high fantasy. So if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons or Memories of the Blade, the book that we just promoted in this episode, why not check this out? It is all of the episodes are available on YouTube at the moment, and it was actually dubbed by Viz Media in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, until the next episode, guys, make sure you subscribe, and this is Sean Alpha signing off.